A massive thank you to the EA Creator Network for allowing me to get early access to capture this College Football 26 content for you guys. Keep in mind, everything you see in here is still a work in progress. EA's gameplay trailer was almost 5 minutes long, and their deep dive blog was over 10,000 words. They've added a ton of new gameplay stuff to College Football 26, and in this video, we're talking about the biggest changes that you need to know for College Football 26 coming from last year. This is one of the biggest gameplay changes in College Football 26. This is massive. On RPOs, you can now hot route your wide receivers as long as they're already on a route. Let me show you kind of what I mean by this. So this is a stock RPO. This play is pretty cool. RPO read flat wheel. People used it for a while. I'm going to hand this ball off just to show you that it is an RPO. Okay, we're able to do that. Cool, who cares? Well, now, instead of just running the exact routes that you see on the screen, instead what we can do is actually hot route our wide receivers. Let's press Y or triangle, opens up our receiver menu, select a receiver, we'll go X, and then press out on the left stick. It's gonna be an out route. Now this baby out route is really, really good. It's a great little mix in, right? Boom. That's annoying. That is a tough thing to defend, and we're able to do that out of this RPO. You could even do things like putting drags on the field, right? Right here, we just drag the outside right wide receiver. Maybe I streak my 2 tight ends. I probably wouldn't do this, but you could technically. Right, we go here. Now we're hitting that C. That was pretty good. That was pretty good. Now keep in mind, you can't do this for every RPO. Something like this out of gun trips tight end, where we have an RPO bubble, we're not able to hot route this. And I think you have to mess around different RPOs, but the logic essentially is that if it's like an RPO bubble like this, where the only route on the field is a bubble, you just can't hot route it. It doesn't let you do anything. So keep that in mind, that you cannot hot route on just pure RPO bubble plays. But if it's a play that has like a slant or something, you're able to, and you can hot route only the receivers who are on the RPO. Here's the situation. You're blowing out one of your friends in College Football 26, and you're dropping back to pass. You got somebody wide open, and you want them to know it. So what do? Hit him with a little spec catch animation. They just added that to College Football 26. When you throw the ball to an open receiver, if you want to, we're going to talk about some risk with this. You can hold left bumper or L1, and when you hit this guy, you're able to do a nice little one-handed catch. This looks sick depending on what side of the field you're on and like kind of what you're doing with it. Let's showcase B on this crosser and look how he looks on this as he's going to catch it right here. Boom, one-handed, just a little snag. Now, this comes down to your receiver's spec catch rating. So, you can drop it. I've dropped this a few times, actually. It's embarrassing. So, I would not recommend holding left bumper to get that animation if you're in a spot where dropping that could, like, really harm you, okay? But when you're blowing somebody out, you want to just let them know. Boom, one hand. And there's a drop almost to a pick. That's why. Again, all you need to do this, just hold left bumper. Hold left bumper as you're about to throw it. Or, I'm sorry, as the ball's about to be caught. So, as the ball's about to be caught, you're going to hold left bumper or L1 on PlayStation. Do it again. Boom, one hand. Skirt. Hurdle. And we'll call it a touchdown. I don't know if it was, but to me it was. So this is a cool new feature added in this year to our coaching adjustments on defense, which is the ability to change our safety depth, our safety width, and our safety midpoint. Now, this is interesting because these work hand in hand and also as their own thing in terms of determining where your safeties are going to line up. The first thing we'll kind of go over is safety depth. This is the easiest to understand. We can go deep, where they'll be 25 yards off the line of scrimmage, prevent, which is 32, tight, which is 5, and close, which is 8. For demonstrative purposes, we'll go prevent right here and get our safeties 32 yards off the line. We'll just go Tampa 2, and you can see these bad boys are 32 yards off the line of scrimmage. We'll contrast that to tight, or I'm sorry, is it tight or tight, which is 5 yards off the line of scrimmage. I actually don't think you'd want to use either of these. My favorite's close, because this right here, I think they're too close, and they're going to get burnt on a touchdown for an easy streak touchdown, in my opinion, but maybe not. Instead, I really like the close alignment. There's also default, and you could go deep at 25 yards, but I think close at 8 yards off is really, really good. Now, the next thing is safety width. So this is basically just how wide they're going to be from one another. So if we go right here, go safety width to pinch as opposed to wide and spread. Let's go to pinch, and we'll call cover 2. Having 2 high safeties is the easiest way to see this. So cover 2, we have 2. And this is pinch, right? Nothing crazy, actually. But just notice where really Bryant is right here on the right side. Now, let's go instead of pinch, let's go and do spread. Let's do wide. So safeties will spread their alignment wider. This is the furthest out they can be. Now, take a look at him. Bryant's way out here. And heck, even Lovett is way out here. So Massive difference. Massive, massive difference. Now let's play a little game and let's combine these two. Let's go wide with, for the sake of seeing it, tight. Okay. Now what does this look like? This is, I mean, look at where they are. Like this safety's way out here, or this is safety. Now they're tight. So you can start mixing and matching these together, which is kind of interesting. I think this can be used somehow to be very, very good. For safety width, I actually don't have a favorite right now. I just keep it at default. Safety midpoint, I also keep at default, but I mess around with this a ton. Our options here are left, right, strong, so the passing strength of the formation, the passing weakness of the formation, the field side, so this is the wide side, you'll hear it get called a ton, or the boundary side, the short side of the field, you hear it called a ton. Let me kind of show you what I mean by this. So let's go field side, and let's go back to that cover 2. And notice that the safeties, look at where this left safety is. He's all the way on the right side. This other safety's all the way over here. Not super practical for cover 2, but you could do a mean cover 3 from this. It's a potentially very mean cover 3 from this. Just some food for thought, right? Then you can even mix and match that, right? So we have this to the field side. Let's go width to, I don't know, we'll wide do, and then we'll go here, we'll go tight. I have no idea what this will do. Like, no clue. Let's see. And yeah, you actually see, this kind of like baseline in Madden, where this outside corner is all the way out here. That's interesting. That is it. Like, that is a thing that this, in some way, shape, or form, will be used this year, I think. I don't know exactly how, but I definitely think it will be used, especially creating some kind of shell that looks like this. I think there's something here to help defending, especially against like things like gun bunch and tight sets where people want to spam corner routes. Having that guy line up way out there could be very, very useful. So that's 3 of the newest changes to coaching adjustments on defense, and they're pretty impactful. Now, before every play starts, you can click up on the D-pad to see where every player's wear and tear is on your field right now. Notice right here, my halfback Buckley and my left guard Vandervest each have a little bit of wear and tear. Now, it's not too bad. They're only at 4 out of 5 total bars, so it's not the end of the world. But if we were to keep on running the ball, let's say with Buckley, it could get worse and worse. One thing to keep in mind is that wear and tear is not the same as stamina necessarily. Buckley could be very low on stamina and not worn and torn, and vice versa. Right here, he's fine on stamina, but he is a little bit worn and torn. Using the right bumper, you can sort this by offensive line, you can sort it by skill players, and you can do all offense, or, you can look around. If you're on defense, you'll be able to get defense as well. By tapping X, you're able to reset this to all starters, and then by using the D-pad here, we can actually sub these guys out. So, let's say I want to put in my backup QB, B. Jones. I'm going to snap this ball, and then we're going to break the huddle again. Let's go here. And let's see. B. Jones is in at QB. He is. Awesome. And that's that. We go up on the D-pad. I'm like, okay, everybody, I want to get my starters back in. We're going to press X. There we go. We're good to go. Snap this ball. And our next play, our starters will be back in the game with this little laser. B. Jones throwing a little dot. And now, let's see, is our starting QB back? Lowry's in the game, just like that. I love this on offense. On defense, it can be a little bit tough because you don't always know when the ball is going to be snapped. But on offense, click up right here, take a look. And if someone is worn and torn, consider taking them out of the game, right? These guys are okay, but once they get to about 3 bars or so, I'd like to take them out, get them some rest, especially as timeouts go on or quarters and the halftime hit. They're going to get some of their wear and tear back. EA talks so much about adding 2,800 new plays. I want to show you what some of them are in terms of new motion plays that they've added to College Football 26. There's really like 3 main types of new motions. You just saw one right there that I personally like. Reload motions. Reload motions are going to essentially be whenever the halfback it's a formation that should have a halfback, right? But instead, he's going to line up split out wide. Then when you make whatever hot routes you want to make, you press A or X to snap the ball, and he's going to come all the way inside. He's going to set for a second, and then you're going to run the play. Now, what I like about these is that there's a lot of inside zones, but there's also a lot of good pass plays built off these motions. For example, right here, we'll do the same thing, but we'll then call one of the pass plays, and this play is okay. We'll call this play totally stock. We won't worry about making any hot routes right now. When we go here, right, everything looks totally the same, but now we're calling a pass play out of this. That's a cool little addition that I personally love because it helps you scheme things together much, much better. Now, similar to the reload motion is the bounce motion. The bounce motion is a formation where the halfback is usually on one side, but when you call a bounce play, he's going to line up on the other side, You snap the ball, he's gonna then flip, and then ball gets snapped, and you're able to call your play. Again, these have a ton of very good pass plays built into them too, so you're able to mix in an inside zone like that, or we can do the exact same thing. Everything looks totally the same. Let's go a little motion. Bang. Right? Oh, I'm running the same play. Nope, it's play action. And now we're able to hit our opponent, over the top potentially. Hit him with it, whatever it might be for your play. I love that. I think it's really, really cool. This is one of the coolest motions they added. The double motion. Look at the two people moved. That guy moved over there. Now he's shifting back across the formation. Why? Why not? There's a ton of different double motion plays in College Football 26, and they come in all shapes and sizes, all with different purposes, all with different personnels. Let's take a look at this inside Michigan's playbook, okay? Notice DBL MTN, double motion, right? Stay with me? Okay. Double motion, split zone, double motion PA slide, double motion counter tray. We'll go check out the double motion halfback toss right here. But notice, I really want to make a big deal out of this. They do a great job complementing each other, right? This halfback toss play looks very similar to that inside zone we just ran a second ago. Get a little kick out, chip them. We outran our block, but that's okay. We get a nice little stiff arm right there. Notice how we could easily start pairing things together, right? Because we have some passing plays from this as well, just the same. Now, another version of this is these double motions right here, where we're going to go double motion halfback zone. Instead of, one guy kind of shifting in, the other going around. This one, both guys just shift around together. You can probably assume that this is going to be a pretty good run play, right? This is going to be a pretty powerful run play at the very least. Bang, boom. All types of formations have these. Sometimes it's like two jet motions happening. Sometimes it's two like different orbit motions happening. They added so many. Even in this, you can see double motion PA verticals is building off that same double motion. So it's not just like one play. It's a bunch of plays combined that do such a good job of making a scheme from in an area that we really couldn't do before. Like, we really couldn't do this in the past, and now we can, and there's just so many of these in the game. A ton of new hot routes got added to this game. To hot route, you're going to press Y or triangle when on offense, calling a pass play, and you're going to select a receiver. Now, I'm going to highlight some of the new hot routes, but keep in mind, you use the left stick, the right stick, or the D-pad to select from all these things. You can have the left trigger, right trigger. You have a lot of different options. First one I want to highlight is with slot wide receivers, okay? Slot wide receivers can now do a few different hot routes that they couldn't last year. So let's press Y or triangle. Let's select one of my slots, which is Y right here, we'll do. And then look at left trigger. This is going to be an outside fade. This, to me, is going to do good against a couple of things. One, cover two. This is going to be a really good route. Two, could do good against press man, and also it can do good at just pushing deep zones back to attack that area of the field. Imagine a route combo kind of like this, where that fade is going to push everything back, so then we can hit my tight end, or we can hit underneath on that area of the field, right? That's a nice little high-low, all because of that slot fade pushing everybody back. It's pretty cool. Another hot route that people have now is wire triangle. We can actually select any receiver, not our halfback. If you go down on the D-pad, you get a return route. A return route is simply just a zig route that breaks inside. It's just a flip zig, inverted zig, whatever you want to call it. Look at my tight end. That's that, right? Here's a zig route. Here's a return route. Zig, return. Very similar. You can even put, I think, everybody on a return, right? Yes. Here we have everybody on a return route. I would not do this, but you could. Honestly, maybe you should. Maybe you should. All right. One hot route they got rid of is on our outside wide receivers. If you select X right here and you look to put them on an out route, last year it would be a speed out. This year it's just a sharp out route like you see right here. But our slot wide receivers can now go on speed route or speed out routes instead. So this is, two different types of out routes. EA just changed who can get what. All right, easy one. Tight ends have wheel routes at their disposal. You can put them on, and this is a wide wheel. So like, watch my tight end right here. Boom, he goes all not great against this situation. Almost. But it's a wheel route that you can use. All right, that's pretty cool. And then also with that as well, the right trigger is going to be instead of a hitch last year, right trigger on slot wide receivers is a choice route. Against zone, he's going to sit. Against man, he's going to cut outside. That choice route will from that receiver. Outside wide receivers now get this route called a post sit. This is a cool route. I've also called it a snag, a kind of a deep snag. And I like where this gets. Watch how this thing develops. Boom, he's going to sit right there. It's a nice route from the outside wide receiver that just sits in the middle of the field and can do a good job against both man and zone, right? Look at my outside guy. Snap it. He's going to get right into this area. Boom. And we missed the throw because we mistimed it. That's on us. Let's go here again. See if we can get this against man coverage. I don't know against press man how it's going to do. Kind of. I don't love it against press man coverage, though. Keep in mind, not every route is meant to beat everything. That's just football, baby. But you throw that bad boy right in the break, get good timing with it, and you're able to get some potential pretty good yardage, especially against zone coverage. Right there look like some match. Just something you keep in mind. Our halfback isn't going to have any new routes, but one of my favorite routes from the halfback is going to be this post route. He just does a good job breaking over the middle of the field, and so doing something like this, you easily could do, where he's going to break over the middle of the field late. All right, here. One hand. If you have someone else open, hit the other route. But halfback relatively stayed the same. I'm trying to think anything off the top of my head that I may have missed. I don't think so. Return routes, zig routes. Zigs from the tight end are very, very good. Return routes, though, they're nice. Thank you, EA, for adding them. You can call stunts now in-game at the line of scrimmage. If you press left on the D-pad and then the right bumper to open up the stunt screen, you can select for a few of these. We're running low on the play clock, so we're going to snap this ball. And then you have the option to run a stunt, which these are good in College Football 26. It's one of the best ways. If you run more of a 4-man pass rush, I recommend stunting a ton against someone who you think is passing. So again, let's call our defensive play, call our offensive play here. Now, left on the D-pad, then we tap right bumper. Right bumper says stunts. Then we're able to select from 4 different stunts. Every formation is going to have different stunts. Right here, these are all going to the left. Left pirate 3-man is one of my favorites. I actually don't know how good it is, but I just like that the right or the defensive tackle on the right loops all the way around. Let's snap this ball and watch him. He loops all the way around. He's a big boy. He comes in late. We had some speed right there. It might be pretty decent if we had a little bit of speed right there. All right. Keep in mind, not every formation you can stunt from. If you're in a formation that has like only 3 defensive linemen, something like nickel 3-3 stack, there are no stunts there just because you only have 3 defensive linemen. And typically, for the most part, the game requires you to have 4. So just something to keep in mind. EA gave us so many new tools on defense this year. If we click the right stick in at the play call screen, we're going to bring up coaching adjustments. Now, we talked earlier about changing our safety alignment with these different ones. But if we look at the top, there's actually a lot of new option and RPO defensive mechanics. So option read key, option pitch key has been in the game before. But now we also have the RPO read key and the RPO pass key. These are a big deal. Now, standard gameplay additions apply for the description, so I'll kind of describe what each of these do. Option read key is simply the read option guy. Do you want the read option guy to play the QB, or do you want the read option guy to focus on the halfback and leave the QB open? Me personally, I like them to play the QB. I want them to hand that ball off, ideally. Option pitch key. Do you want on options, think about a speed option, a load option. Do you want him playing the quarterback, or do you want him playing the pitch? Here, I want him playing the pitch, actually. RPO read key. So this is that if they're running an RPO read, what do you want him to do, right? I want the RPO read to play the QB right here, okay? If it's an RPO read, I want him playing the QB. If it's an RPO pass, I want the pass key to play the pass coverage, right? I never want to leave the bubble open. Think about what that means. I never want to leave the bubble open. So the P icon, let's show it. Let's show this bad boy. So we're on offense. Look who the P icon is right here. I always want this guy playing the pass, right? I don't want him crashing in, because if he crashes in, see right there? Like, if he crashes in too far, now, you gotta make the tackle. But, if he it's wide open, right? Imagine I'm gonna blitz him right here just to pretend like he's crashing in. Well, that's wide open, so you always want him to be on conservative. So the way these 4 should go, in my opinion, if we go back to coaching adjustments on defense, right here, top of your screen, conservative to focus on the QB on read options. Aggressive to focus on the halfback on pitches, speed options, load options. Conservative to focus on the QB, again, on read options. And then conservative to focus on the QB for the pass key. You want him playing the QB, in my opinion, constantly. Like, that's what we want, okay? Everything else, these are the 4 that we're focusing on for this one. I love that they gave us more depth here, and it works very well. I've played a lot of games utilizing these. This is a big deal. Custom zones. What are they? How do they work? Well, let's look at the right side of our field right now. Custom zone all the way up. Custom zone all the way down. What's happening right there? Let's talk about it. So what we're going to do is on defense, that's when custom zones come into effect. We are going to tap wire triangle to bring up our coverage adjustments. This is when we're at the line of scrimmage. You have to call your play already. Then we're going to tap wire triangle again to bring up our quick adjustments, okay? So bang. Now, we get to select any defender we want. For this video, though, I'm going to pick on my outside right corner, who is B. So we're going to select B. Then we're going to hold left bumper. That's L1 on PlayStation. Using this left bumper is going to allow me to do a custom zone. So we hold it, and then we're going to push up or down on the left stick. Keep in mind, it won't always show visually on the field until you get rid of it, and then you show your player again using right trigger. Notice right there, we see how deep he is. Take a look at him really fast. We're going to snap this ball, and he's going to backpedal all the way. That's a cloud flat getting all the way back there. Not super practical, but you kind of see the idea of what you could do with this, okay? So now, let's actually show something that is a little bit more practical, okay? This corner route from the tight end is giving me issues. He keeps on throwing it about 25 yards deep down the field. Can't stop it, man. You've probably been in this situation. I definitely have been. So let's actually take my outside corner on the left, on the right, and let's get him in a cloud flat all the way back there. Right there is a little bit too deep, so we're gonna custom zone him a little bit lower. And now he's in a perfect spot to defend this corner route. That's the idea of custom zones, where on the field, you're able to change exactly where you want your defenders to go to be able to actually take away what they're trying to throw. Another example of this could be with a hook curl. Let's say somebody keeps on throwing this in route right behind you. Okay, this in route right here from X. Well, I could take my hook curl on the left and stem him around. Can't see it yet, but notice now he's going to be a little bit further back that hook curl on the left is. We snap this ball, and he's in prime position to pick that ball off. Custom zones are something that will take some practice to get used to and will be very situational, but used correctly at the right moment in time on defense. Game over. You get a stop, you win. A cool addition this year is actually inside of our depth chart, where if we go here and hold right trigger, we can go all the way down actually, and then just immediately skip up to GAD. This just stands for gadget. Your gadget player can be one of a couple positions, really just a fullback, wide receiver, and halfback positions. But your gadget player is somebody who can play in a lot of different roles. So let me show you an example of this. Right now, let's throw, for fun, we'll throw Sprinkle in our gadget player, okay? Now, how does Sprinkle actually ever see the field as the gadget? Well, a lot of formations have a formation package that puts the gadget somewhere. Let me show you. Offense, gadget. We're just going to use that right stick to go through our different formation packages. And if we keep on going, we already passed it once, but just to show you, gadget at halfback. And that's number 40 there. That is Sprinkle. A lot of formations have this as a formation package. All you have to do to open up a formation package, use the right stick and flick it left or right. Simple as that. You're able to get a gadget at halfback. Imagine you have somebody like Isaiah Bond, like on Texas last year. Put him at gadget. He could be playing halfback for you. Gadget, I think, is a really cool position. I'm curious to see how different people use it. I'm going to see gadget halfback right here. I think a lot of formations have gadget halfback. We also have slot gadget right there. So you see there's a few different roles it can play. We even see gadget at halfback here in Wildcat. Something else that you could potentially do. To me, it's just cool, right? It's a way to utilize players in unique ways, just like they do in real life college football. Now, if you enjoyed this video, you should consider checking out this one right here because we have a lot more gameplay content coming up for you on that video.